Hi guys, it's me Karen, and I told you that I would come and show you how I set up a little bit of my Dokibook. But I also had mentioned that I was going to use the January pages for kind of an ink test. So I want to find just one of these pages here, and I'll take it out. Change the front cover, by the way. I haven't done much to anything else. I put a couple of these little bows here, and then I made a paper clip out of this gorgeous diamondish and pearl heart that I got from Natasha's Scrapbook Corner. And then I just tuck in here the cute little stickers that I use inside my, I'll get to one of the layouts here and show you my even in February. There we go. That I use in here. So these are the cute little stickers that I put on so I know which days I have to do these items. You know, like I do wash on Mondays. All the garbage is picked up on Tuesdays. I do all the vacuuming in the house on the Wednesdays, and then I clean all the bathrooms. And then, of course, I do the laundry again, but I don't just put down another sticker. And this is the layout before I use any pens to write in anything. Last week's kind of goes like that. So what I'm going to do is set that aside, and we're going to take this paper. And like I said, it was kind of a nice thick paper. And I have a selection of pens right here on the side. These are the ones I have in my stash, so I will be using these to write on it, and then we will flip it over. Maybe I'll write on this side, so the white will go through on that side to see if any of them bleed through. And what I'll do is set it here, and I'll write in this space here. So we're going to start off with this one, and this is a Copic pen. It's a very small pen, but because Copics bleed through papers, I picked this one, and I also picked a couple of other ones that I know will bleed through paper because they are like they're supposed to, basically, so you can blend and all that kind of stuff. So this is the tip. It's really tiny. So we will write with this one, and we'll just put Copic, and it's a 0.05 liner pen, and we'll see if that goes through. This pen is an Elegant Writer. It's a calligraphy type pen, so it has one that is fat and skinny, so it chisels. I'm not going to write in calligraphy, but I'll just write what it is. So I'll go Elegant Writer and put a line there to see how that works. And this one here is a Prismacolor pen, and it's also a fine tip, but it's more of a brush tip, so I assume will bleed through too. Okay, now we will work on Sharpies. Everybody uses kind of the fine tip Sharpies in theirs. So this is and then I have a fine tip Sharpie also in a blue color. It's also a little bit finer tip. I'm going to stick an E on there. Never said I could spell. Okay, this is a Uniball pen, and it is kind of like a ballpoint, but it also has a lot of ink that comes through it. So if I'm trying to describe the ink that comes out of it, It's more like a fountain pen, not quite a ballpoint. It's a little juicier, I guess that's what I'm going to say. This is a black purple. The next three ones are in purple. So put black purple on here. And then I have the same color in just a ballpoint pen. Black purple ball pen. Okay, then I have a gel roller in purple. It's also got sparkles and it's a wet ink. Well, it's purple. Then I have the pen I use all the time, and this is a Pentel Energy Gel. It's ballpoint black. My husband gets these from work, so he brings them home, leaves them around. This is my Lamy, and it's a fountain pen. So usually I print off my Midori inserts on a 110 cardstock, and it does not bleed through, but it shadows on that. Okay, next we are going to use just this. It is a Copic marker. That's number 110, special black. It has a chisel end and a brush tip, and I am going to use the chisel end just because it's going to be easier to write. Okay, now looking at the paper this way, you can see very fine, thicker. If you want to do calligraphy, that would look good. The Prismacolor is turned a gray, probably because it bled through. These Sharpies, this one's a little thicker, but it is a fine Sharpie. This is a super fine, I would assume, or it's running out of ink. The Uniball purples basically look the same, and the gel one does glitter. I don't know if you can see that. The ballpoint, I am going to say these are all 0.7, and then the Lamy is a fine tip, but not an extra fine, and then the Copic is just your Copic marker. Turn it over, and the paper is pretty great quality. None of the ones I thought would bleed through. This one here did. Let's see what that one is. Huh. Okay, it's a Sharpie. This is weird. I would think that these would, they didn't. And of course the Copic marker, I knew that was going to bleed through. There are your alcohol inks that you layer on when you color your beautiful pictures I don't do that, but a lot of ladies do. So I knew that one was going to bleed through. So these two here, the Prismacolor one also did, but also an alcoholic ink, and the Sharpie seemed to get some spotting through here. But the rest of them is just a little bit of, if you can even say shading. If you were looking at it on another piece of paper, you wouldn't really notice. So that is a great test. Don't use your Copic markers on these papers unless you want bleed through. The rest look great. I'm going to get out another piece of paper, and then we're going to test it with inks. So I got a set of inks out. I'm sorry, I am bumping the camera. It's set up on the side here. Let's get you out. We'll do the same thing. We'll stamp on this side and then see if it'll bleed through on this side. One, we have pigment ink, supposed to sit on the top of the paper and not bleed through. We have distressed ink, which is a water-based ink, and what does water do? Seeps into things. We also have permanent ink that are waterproof. These are archival inks from Ranger, and yeah, they're acid-free dye inks. So we'll see what that does. We also have the Memento ink, which I believe is a dye ink, a chalk ink, and then I have one more that I use a lot, and I have to find it, but it is my Lawn Fawn ink, and that would be the one I would use the most if I was going to stamp stuff in. Of course, I always keep it right here on my desk, and as I'm looking for it, I can't find it. Hold on. Okay, this is the ink I was looking for. So this is a dye ink pad also. It's in black licorice. So I tried to stay with the dark colors. This is the only color block I have. It's gold. Sorry. I can say you can only do what you have. Do with what you have. So I'm going to do this cute little stamp from Lawn Fawn, and we're going to do the little guy here. So I have a bunch of these little guys on here. So peel that off, stick them on here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll be stamping them all over, I guess. Okay, we're going to start with the inks that are going to be easiest to clean off first. So we'll go this side and then that way. Distressed ink first, and give him a, this is a brown, it's my favorite, Gathered Twigs, and we will see how he turns out. Stamp him right there. Ta-da! Didn't get his scarf very well, but we're doing a test, so it doesn't really matter. Clean off the stamp. And go to the next one. We'll do the chalk ink, and this one is, oh sorry, black coal. And we will put him up on the top. Okay, get that cleaned off. And then we'll do him in gold. So this is the pigment ink. Yeah, should have probably put it in someplace other than the green. It would have showed up better. Alright, now we go with the, I'll go with my Lawn Fawn ink first. Cutie pie, isn't he? And clean that off. Put that one there. Then we'll go with the Memento, which is also black, so I'm going to put him over here in the green. Looks nice. And then the archival, this is coffee colored. I don't have it in black. So he'll go in the middle. It's a nice dark color. Okay, there we have them all stamped out. This will be fun to find out. So we have our distressed, and then our chalk, and then our gold color box one. Has a nice shine to it. Then we have Lawn Fawn, Archival, and Memento. And we'll turn them over and see if any of them had a bleed through. The top three do not look like they bled through at all. And the bottom three, you can see the shadows on all of them. I mean, if you look close enough, you can see the little llama or alpaca, whichever one you prefer. They come through on all of them. So stamping on the paper, if you don't mind a little of the bleed through, this one here, which is the Memento, did the best. The other two are quite dark. This one's a little lighter. But all three of these up here worked. So the pigment ink, if you had it in, say, black or a different color, would also work, because all I have it in is gold. And then the chalk inks work real well. And the distress inks work. Now, granted, if you are going to color these, say, with a marker or something, distress ink will bleed because it's water made to move with water added to it. Great for making tags and doing mixed media type projects, but not for your calendar. So if you're going to use this, don't get it wet or use a wet medium on top of it. But the other ones, these work great. So I will be doing some stamping. Looks like that'll be fun. Well, I hope this was a little bit of gave you a little bit of information on what these papers for the Dokibook can do, or not, whatever you want to, how the ink reacts to the paper. It's been a tough morning. Hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye now.